Guys, so today I'm going to be changing the oil on the Miata, but because the car is pretty low, it's not super low, but my jack doesn't fit under it, so I use the scissor jack to get it up a little bit. Then I'm going to go ahead and slide that jack underneath it. It's kind of annoying, but you know, it's kind of what you have to deal with. So I'm just jacking it up from the front cross member right there. That area usually can support the weight of the vehicle on most cars. The only thing with this car you have to watch out is right there in the back is the oil drain pan. And when I first got this car, I didn't really look under because it was so low, and I had to raise it up a little bit. But back there is the oil drain pan, and you just don't want to jack. You know, you don't want to push the jack too far in, because you could be jacking it up from the oil pan, and that would not be good. You know, I almost did that when I first got the car. I was like, oh, gotta back that off a little bit. But I only use this just to raise it, then I'll throw it under some jack stands. So I don't really use this as like the, you know, main support of it, because I have to go under it, and then the jack's in the way, so I have to use the jack stands anyways. A 19, got my socket right here. The drain bolt is right here, and you see what I mean with the jack. If you go too far back, you might hit this, and it just really depends on what jack you got. But I'm doing this in the rocks, probably not the best thing. So the car, you know, or the jack keeps kind of sliding and pushing this down. So if I jack it up too high, it'll probably just slide off. So I'm just gonna use the jack. I wouldn't recommend this at all, but you know, yeah. And as you can see, make sure you use the right socket, because the guy that had this last, he didn't. He just started fucking up the all around here and everything. And I can't seem to find my drain pan, so I have to use this freaking bucket. You know, not kind of ghetto, but it'll work. A lot of people don't like using gloves. They say it's not manly or whatever, but eventually if you don't use gloves, you know, brake fluid and shit and oil, that shit will ruin your hands. So I'm not trying to be like that. Yo, it's coming out. So I changed the oil in this car about 2,000, almost 3,000 miles ago, and it is pretty dark. I went on a road trip. It was only around like 300 miles there and back, but still, you know, it's good to change the oil like sooner, I guess you could say, on older cars, because this car is pretty old. So it'll, you know, probably want more oil changes and stuff to keep the life of the engine good, and you know, keep everything working well. So I like to change it, you know, as soon as I can. When it comes upwards of 2,005 to 3,000, I'll change it. To release some pressure, so it's not keeping it all at the top, you can always loosen this up. It works sometimes, or most of the time it should work. But it looks pretty good. The oil doesn't look bad or anything in there. But I'm just trying to keep the car running, because it's my daily thing in this car. Like, it sucks, but I mean, I've seen cars that are worse, but this car is definitely not the best. So the oil filter is right, come on, focus. It's right there. Come on, focus. Yeah, right there, that black right there. It's like right under the intake manifold. Right there. So you can put your hand in here and loosen it. Like, I really suggest not to let places do this, because they will tighten the crap out of this. But right now, it's coming loose pretty easily. I mean, it was on there, you know, pretty good, but it's still loose enough so I can take it off. But the thing is, it's gonna drop down here, and it's really hard to keep this clean. I mean, yeah, you could put foil and stuff, but I plan on cleaning this engine bay out, so I'm not really tripping too much. I want to do that in like a later video. But yeah, loosen it up and then just pop it up sideways so it doesn't drip. Just try to do it as fast as you can, like this. Here it comes right now. Oh, wow, I spilled a little, not a lot. My first time I spilled so much. So I'm gonna grab it like that. Oh, shoot. There you go. And it has some oil in it and stuff, which it should. Oh. And these are really small filters, so they're easy to work with. You know, the oil bolt in here. I always tend to do that. I always like forget. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta keep this on, and I just like let it fall. I'm gonna take this out real quick. And I gotta fish this out. Wherever the hell it went. There it is. people do recommend replacing these. I am gonna replace this on my next oil change. I just keep forgetting. I'm like, oh, okay, I got the oil and everything, I'm good to go. But I freaking forget to get another new bolt, just so it doesn't, you know, leak. But I mean, I've used this twice and it's been good on me. So I'm gonna just tighten this up real quick, finger tight. Go ahead and snug this up. You don't want to tighten it too tight, just snug like that. Down here, because you don't really come down here that much unless you got a lot of shit under here that you want to fix. But right now, just want to do the oil change, so just kind of want to keep it clean around the bolt, make sure it's not leaking under there. When putting a new filter in, they say to fill this up, which I would, but the reason I'm probably not going to do it is because I have to put it in like this, and I tried last time and it just all dripped out, so I just wasted oil. So, but I am going to coat the O-ring right here with some oil. You know, you can always just use the old one, some on your glove, and you know, just go around it generously. Just going to do that real quick. Get some lubrication on it, because you don't want this thing to bond or whatever to the block, because these things are a pain to get off if, you know, it doesn't have some kind of like lubrication or it's been over tightened. These things could be a real pain to get off. On my truck, I like bent this whole thing just trying to rip it off because it was just over tightened on there. It's always the best time when doing an oil change. You really get to figure out the cons and pros of your car. What's hard to do, what's easy to do. This oil change in this car is really not that hard, honestly. First time, you know, you just gotta figure out where everything is. You can see, you know, has it been over tightened from the last owner? You really figure out how the last owner takes care of his cars. Once you do an oil change on it, or anything really, you just look under the hood and just see, honestly, anywhere. So it's pretty tight. I'm just feeling around it, feeling if everything's good, looks good, nothing dripping. So we're done with that. And there, I don't know if you can see it, there it is right there, a little black thing right there. That puppy right there, she's good. And tighten this. You know, people have their own like companies that like to use the oil. Not really a picky person, but I kind of just went off what my teacher at my school said. He really likes Pennzoil. He runs it on all of his cars. All his, like, he has a lot of boosted cars. I mean, yeah, you know, I'm like kind of copying that, but still, I've liked it. I've used it for past 2 cars, and you know, nothing, no check engine lights. People always say this causes check engine lights. So far, it hasn't. You know, I've been using it for about a year. Nothing bad yet. Test it, so let me do that again. Put it in there, you know, dip whatever you want to do. Pull it back out. And we are, it's so hard to keep this straight in the full, so that's good. If you're in the low, just, you know, add a little bit more, but most of the time one, like 5-quart container usually fills this car pretty easily, or about 4.5 containers. So let's go start it up. So everything's running good. Just started up the car. Sounds great. You just want to check up your oil gauge up here, make sure everything is good. So thank you guys for watching the video. I'll be sure to post more in the future. Let me know if you guys want anything you want to see with this car in the comments below. And thank you for watching.